Hello and welcome to Requiem, Escape of Authority, Week 4. I hope everybody here is doing alright.
No, we've been having a terrible day, couldn't you tell?
I'm not having a good time because Alfie's betrayed me.
I did it all. It was me.
It's almost as if it was expected. So,
You're getting that plot point now.
Don't do it.
let's go ahead and sink back into what happened last in Escape of Authority. Last time we've played.
Han, would you do the honors?
Pan go running. Lots of noises heard. Constantine got fat. Constantine fall down. Pan help him up. We beat bad guy and make demon friend. Then I cook for him.
Yeah. That is what happened.
That is actually what happened, yeah.
I mean, it's not like Arana did anything of use during that entire fight.
You got shot. That's helpful in its own way.
Yeah, I let him use one arrow. Oh, I'm sorry. I was speaking out of character there, but yes, I did get shot.
Gonorrhea too fat to fit in door.
Thank you, Pan.
So, as we pick up in today's session, we find the group a couple of days later. Mind you can all reset your hit points.
Oh, lovely.
Back at where things started. At the inn, the keeper, hearing your guys' deeds and helping that client, has allowed you guys lodging there for the last week or so, as you guys recovered and recouped from the difficult task of slaying and killing that old man. We find our group of ne'er-do-wells currently sat at a table, contemplating exactly what they need to do to continue on living here in this vast city as resources begin to run dry, or start to slowly run dry, and the need of gold and proper equipment and worth starts to weigh heavier on their minds. As we open up the scene here, the three of them currently looking at each other over the wooden table.
Okay, so Garan is talking to everyone, talking about tactics for the next time we run into a fight so it can go better. Considering what I know about Constantine with his gun and now his transformation thing, Pawn with Spoopy only being able to hit so far compared to her, and me with what I can do. Any tips, DM? Yeah. Oh, right, sorry. I rolled a knowledge tactics. I rolled a 6 plus an 8 plus a 4, which gave me an 18.
You begin to parse that if you want to be a more well-oiled machine, you would first need to keep the enemy's capabilities in mind and move in a more cohesive fighting force. And it probably helps if one of your heavy hitters don't run around the house like an idiot.
Yeah, so, Pawn, next time, try to, stick close to the action. I know you were probably very eager, but, just try
Pan
to...
no see
I
because
know.
Constantine too fat.
I know, Miss Pond, I know. But, we'll work on that. Constantine, can you talk while you're in that form?
Yes.
Okay, well, we'll work on our communication skills.
How about you work on getting involved in the fight next time?
Yes, I know. I was trying to view the situation, try to understand exactly what we were up against. It was
And all,
very...
and all that happened is you got peppered with arrows and almost died.
Yes, but I did give Pawn the order to not kill or attempt to maim our new friend in Mr. Lex. And I think that might have worked out the best for us. In any case, we do need to find more work. Thankfully, we've been given lodging over the past couple days, but at some point we do need to find another. Hopefully one will come through the doors any moment. Maybe, possibly.
Like waiting around.
Yes, well, do you have any leads on your list?
You just eye you. No.
How exactly have you been going about finding leads on your list? How much progress have you actually made?
Made no progress.
I
No one
see.
seems to know anything.
You said that you were killed by a group of members of some sort of group. Do you know what this group is?
He shake his head. I know they're all nobles.
I see. Well, we did find this pin. Has a wolf's head on it, right?
He'd nod.
Yes. So, perhaps once we find out what this may lead us to, perhaps different groups might have certain connections. You might be able to find some leads from that.
Better.
Do you think that these people are of a higher upper echelon type of group, or were they more of the common lower rabble?
They were nobles.
I see.
What they do.
Do you mean what they do?
What they do to Constantine.
They killed me.
Yes, we never really got past the killing bit. Exactly. Do you have any idea how you came back?
They needed to die too.
That was it. That's all you know.
They need to die too.
Well, I guess there might be some outside force that is looking to be in your favor, perhaps. Or perhaps you're just lucky.
Constantine a ghost?
I'm not a ghost.
But you dead.
That's besides the point.
I look over to the, I guess, the bar or whatever. Is that guy there yet? Or is he washing dishes, quote unquote?
Would you like to survey the room?
Yes.
As you look around, you can see a couple of individuals mar the overall environment, adding their own little flavor. You have a single man currently wearing a hood over his head. Weapons seem to be sheathed and hanging out the left and right side of him, looking like two swords. He seems to give off the air of danger as he's nursing a mug of his own. Other than that, you see two Inuyaiken currently conversing at the bar's standing bar area. Them themselves looking to be more homebodies of Plymouth in a whole, currently having just a small, low-toned conversation, not necessarily keeping it very loud. Aside from that, as you look across the room, you pause, as on the other side of the bar sits a crag dweller, which you wouldn't have noticed him at first if it wasn't for the low glow of his pipe, currently illuminating his face, while his only good eye watches your group, the other covered in what looks like a dark-colored cloth, as he sits in his table, eyeing you guys intently.
Can I look around too? Do I see the same thing?
That you do.
Pawn waves at him.
He responds with a inhale and exhale, a smoke that just lingers around him ominously.
Well,
He
he's
no
certainly,
wave back.
well, he's certainly taken an interest in us, I see. Perhaps he's looking for individuals to get a job done.
We're going to do it then. We're going to ask them about it.
I
Go to
can.
wait for them.
I'll head over there to ask him what it's all about. If you wish to come with me, you may, or you can stay here.
Pawn goes with you.
I'll come with you. You always try to intimidate people, but you're terrible at it.
I don't. Thank you for that piece of advice, Constantine. She gets up and makes her way over to the crag. Hello, I've noticed that you've been looking at our table for the past few moments. Is there something you wish to say or discuss?
Coming over here, the very heavy scent he seems to be giving off seems to start aggravating your tusk and almost making you scratch a little.
Oh, I know what it is.
I just kind of shake my head. Yes, is there anything you wish to say?
His steely eyes staying on each one of you for a period of time to the point that it can almost feel like a chill's going up your spine is his initial response. But after 30 or so seconds passing, you're a group of mercenaries.
More or less, yes.
I'm in need of your ilk.
For what?
For pay.
For what work?
There's an individual that needs snuffing.
I
If
see.
we do job, will you be Pawn's friend?
I make friends with no one. Do you want the job?
We'll, yes, yes, I would say that we shall, after a little bit of convening, just to make sure everything's in order. This job, do you wish for it to be subtle, or are they within the city? Are they higher up?
You'll get details if you want in. Speak with your men.
Okay.
Pawn
One
is
moment.
silent, just standing there staring at the cracked well.
Okay, just one moment. As she would pat Pawn on the shoulder. Pawn, come over here. We need to discuss.
She stands there
While you're
staring.
standing there, Constantine, you could see, like, strapped to his hip on a swivel-like holster is a double-barreled dragon shot.
I assume that's
A magnum.
hell of a gun.
That's one hell of a gun.
Okay.
And then next to his seat, you can see the very familiar sign of a ruin hunter's hat.
Knew it. Knew it. He's smoking lithium. Fuck.
Do I notice the firearm? Because I do have knowledge weapons of 8.
With
Knowledge
your,
weapons without the weapon level gun.
This is something he saw from just positioning of the scene. You didn't see it.
Okay.
Where did you get that?
Speak with your lady friend and I might give you an answer.
Just walk off towards the other two.
Is Pawn still standing there, though?
Yep.
Garana would put both hands on her shoulders like, come on, Pawn, let's discuss, as she starts pulling her away.
Eh.
Does she follow along with?
Yeah.
Okay. So, from one job of escorting and protecting someone, to another job of killing someone. Well, I guess we're gonna cover all our bases in this case. What do you guys think?
I don't
You
have
know
an
one
issue with
of
it.
Pawn's friend.
Yes, well, maybe in due time he might learn to like you.
It's a ruin hunter.
Hmm,
Crack dweller.
I see. So what, does he expect us to deal with a ruin beast, or?
Doubt it. Probably wants another of his kind dead, if that's why he's here. Doubt he'd be able to do something like that himself.
Do we really want to, earn the ire of the ruin hunters?
Doesn't particularly matter either way.
Hmm.
If you kill them successfully, no one will know who did it. That's the point.
Would I know that ruin hunters often use lithium, Mr. Knight?
At
I
this
think
point, it is a given.
Okay. If we are going up someone with as a ruin hunter, they'd be easy to dispatch me if they just even scratch me with a lithium tinted blade. It'll be a difficult task if that is it.
We better make sure that doesn't happen then.
Yes, I guess I'll have to keep myself at a distance and just guide you all with my words of wisdom.
Doubt being at a distance would help. You could
Fair
probably
enough.
do the same thing with a bow. Or in
Fair
some
enough.
of their cases, you could infuse a bullet with it.
Well, then I guess I'll be undercover, despite my girth.
Gonorrhea scared.
I'm not scared, just cautious.
Scaredy.
So all in agreement, we shall take this man up on his offer of a job?
Yes.
Han?
Fine.
Okay. Nods. Heads back over to the Crag Dweller. We've discussed and have decided to help you in your endeavor.
He takes another long drag before speaking to you again. And you can tell that this is very deliberate, as a small crag dweller is basically setting the foundation of your relationship. You wait on him, not the other way around. And as he finishes that drag, good. And with that, he makes a gesture to reach to something in his short pocket.
I look to his shirt pocket.
Let this be known, as he has his hand still obscured by the cuff of his jacket and shirt while it's still in there. From this point on, it means that you're involved, and backing out will make you my enemy.
I see. Well, I am going into this. We are going into this without much details, but I guess it can't be helped.
He would eye you steelily before giving a nod and pulling out what looks like a wrapped scroll.
Eyebrow raised.
He would put it on the table and just push it towards you.
I will take it. I guess this is not something I should open and read in the premises that we are in.
What I'll let you do is speak with the Saltine's son. He needs a job and someone killed.
So you are not the one giving us the job, you're just an intermediary.
He would take another drag of his pipe and then blow out smoke with a nod.
Well, I'm sure if this man is known as the Saltine's son, I'm sure we'll be able to find him. His residence? Is that where he wishes to meet us, or is there a specific meeting that he...
That paper lets you into his gates. Let them know that Ironbeard sent you. And they'll know
Ironbeard.
what you're there for.
Okie dokie. Alrighty. Well, this has been quite a meeting. Thank you for giving us this chance. As she would bow and then head back over to our table.
And
It's
as you're
not
about to
taken.
get, head to the table, you hear the sound of, gold hitting the table behind you.
I turn back around.
Pond never stopped looking at the guy.
Yeah, he would have pulled out a satchel of gold and tossed it on the front of, the edge of the table towards you guys.
Pond takes it. Looks
Paying us
inside. Shinies!
Paying us up front?
Paying you for accepting. And also paying you for your deaths if you don't find your way there.
Well then, much obliged, sir.
I'm not one that goes to Grimrith. Not Grimrith. Oh man, forgot the Quack Dweller's god.
Smoking.
Gargrim. I'm not one that expects to go to Gargrim and tell him I'd never gave my enemies anything. Don't make that the gift of an enemy.
I see. She would nod. Well, thank you.
He would lean back in his chair and begin to puff on the pipe again and almost like slink into the darkness while his steely eye just watches your group.
Okay. The 3 years that I've known Pawn, has she been good with keeping money?
You don't even know if she has money on her. Why would you know that?
Right. I would look to Pawn. Pawn, how about I hold on to that pouch?
Pawn sticks the bag in her shirt.
The bag weighs 16, or no, it weighs 3 weight.
Okay.
That's a hefty bag. Well, I assume you don't lose things very often, do you, Pawn?
Pawn, count her shinies later.
Okay, well, you keep that bag on hand, okay?
She nods ecstatically.
And don't use any of the shinies unless consulting me first. Don't want you using those other parties' funds.
You no trust Pawn?
I just wish to be informed of when you plan on using the party funds.
Gonorrhea, no trust Pawn.
I trust you, Pawn. That's why I'm letting you keep it. And she would just nod and head to... I don't know, I guess I go to the bar just to have a little drink before I say we should start heading out.
Yeah, Constantine's still standing next to that character, the guy just eyeing him still. How
Yes.
did you get it then?
From the greatest crag miners that's ever known. And the greatest smiths you'll ever see, boy.
Assume they're not easy to come by.
I think that'd be apparent.
What about you? Do you know how to make those?
Do I look like a smithy?
I don't know. I've
Get
heard
the-
crack jokes can make many things, smithy or not.
He'd glare at that. Get the job done.
I wanted to ask you if you know how to make ammunition.
I make for myself.
There's only so much I have and it's hard to replace. If I was to do my job to what you would desire, more ammunition would be helpful.
He'd look at you. Go ahead and make a diplomacy.
Yes. Yes, good. Yes. 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 So I rolled a 1, a plus half of my skill, so that would be a 6. However, I have no points in diplomacy, so that becomes a 1.
Nice! He just looks you over, stares at you very harshly, and just puts on his hat. You'll do the job with or without my help. And you need to make a sense motive or intimidation reversal.
Intimidation reversal. Let's go, boy. Shoot, which one's better? That's actually a good question. Which one is better? So intimidation and 9.
Can you make a minimum of 25?
Pretty sure no, but just for the fun of it, let's roll. Actually, I suppose it's important. Yes, good. So I rolled a 1, plus a 9, plus a 1. So I got a 11.
And out of this crag dweller named Ironbeard, his total ended out in 33. Yeah, you're a little bit... You're shaken by this guy. It takes a lot to fear you, and this crag dweller, even though short in stature, the moment that he put on that hat and those hard Ruin Hunter eye, like, really fell on you with ire behind them, it's enough to even make you want to back down.
Alright. And after that, he would he'd back away and walk over to Corona. And essentially just kind of wait around.
And with that, as you walk over there, he would get his hat and, well, already have his hat on and whatnot, and stride out confidently from the environment. With it, like, all the tension in the room seems to go with him, as people seem to speak a little bit more boisterous and conversations take more of a normal tone. And that dread you were feeling, Constantine, slowly leaves with him, but that residual feeling is still present. The first time that you eyed a Ruin Hunter down.
Mm-hmm.
So afterwards, you guys stand there amongst yourselves.
Yes, I think I'll just get myself a nice cup of whatever the water is here, and then I guess we can leave.
I don't like him.
Yes, he was quite an hard fellow to read, wasn't he?
I don't like him.
Well, he gave us cold, so as far as I'm Pawn said that she'll count it later.
He gave it to that idiot.
I trust her. She's trustworthy, I assure you. We're her friends, remember?
I don't trust her.
Constantine, who do you trust?
He would summon his firearm and point at it. I trust this.
Well then, is there really any
When he
point
does
in saying...
that, the Inuyakans that's kind of sitting at this bar as well just down their drinks and leave.
I'm gonna do a sense motive on that.
You need to.
Well, depends.
They looked frightened for their lives.
Okay. Just making sure it wasn't like, oh, we're looking for a Chthon with a gun. Oh, we found one. Let's go. Okay, just making sure. All right. Hmm. She would look to them leaving and look back to Constantine. Well, know that I also trust you, Constantine. Don't know how much that is worth to you, but I do.
He's just eye you again. Not really give a response to that.
Hmm. Well, I'm going to order myself a drink. Would you like one as well?
Fine.
Hmm. I look over to where Pawn is. Where's Pawn?
Counting her shinies
Where exactly?
at their table or bar or whatever it was they were sitting at before.
She's doing it in the satchel, or did she just pour it all out on the table?
She definitely poured it all out on the table.
Oh no. Grana will look
Told
over
you.
to the... Go to Pawn. Pawn, put that away. You can do that later in our room.
Pawn count shinies.
Not now, not out here.
Right now.
No, not right now.
I
I'm gonna
count
do it.
right now.
I'm gonna do a general sense motive of the room, see if anyone's been eyeing this.
There's only one other person in here. He doesn't seem to care.
Yeah, because I was scared it was left out.
Pawn done counting shinies. She puts them back in the bag. And then tucks them away.
Okay, let's do that next time when you're counting shinies. Let's do it in a more secluded place, okay? Okay?
No.
We'll talk about this later. She heads back to the bar. Bartender, can I please have a drink? Yeah.
So after you order your drinks and the scene fades to black, it reopens. The three of you stood shoulder to shoulder in front of large spiked black gates. In the distance, a dilapidated manor seems to be slowly disintegrating over time, though the initial impression is still impressive, but being one of the largest homes and, well, the worst part of the city, seems to have taken its effect and toll on the building itself. The grass seems to be a sickening dark green and looks as if it's more weed than grass at this point. The bushes that would be rosing many beautiful colors now seem to be only sporting a brown or tan. And the paint that in its prime probably shone like the sun just looks like a peeling mess against the outer layer of the walls.
Well, this place has certainly seen better days. I'm gonna roll a knowledge and ability, see if I know who this son is.
The name seems to resonate with you, but in what detail, you're unsure.
Well, is there like a wrapper on this gate?
Looking at the gate, you see what can only be described as one side being like a hawk's maw opening up, and the other a viper's maw opening up, facing each other. Which would be
I
the
see.
wrapper.
I would step up to it and knock thrice.
The metal on metal resonates on the black bars and creates a euphoric noise that is loud and sickening at the same time, as it sounds like an instrument on its last legs. And after time passes, looking at the manor, the door opens and a disheveled looking guardsman starts to run his way across the yard. It takes him several seconds to get over here, almost a minute, before he makes his way to the front gate. A lance strung in between his arms and starting to look a little out of breath when he comes over here. What do you want?
Garana puts one hand behind her back, straightens it up, and extends her arm out through the bars, showing the scroll. I'm sure this will be self-explanatory.
That's not what we were told to say.
Oh, really? What were we supposed to say?
We were supposed to say Ironbeard sent us, or whatever his name was.
Yes, well,
Ironbeard. So you're the mercenaries, then?
Yes.
I could have picked me out a better lot, but if Ironbeard recommended you... He would nod and then move to his left side, pulling out a ring of keys, slowly going through each one before eventually finding the right one and unlocking the chain that keeps the metal bars shut as he pulls on them and opens them. The hawk head going in and the serpent one staying locked in place. Well, get in.
Yes.
Pon scurries in.
Garana will follow behind.
And with that, the scene changes from you guys walking towards the building to the main lobby, which is beautiful on the inside compared to the outside, though the evident markings of decor and items seem to be missing. There's a very apparent 6 feet by 5 feet area of wall that seems to be a cleaner color compared to the rest of the wall, as if something was hung there and is gone. There's pedestals lining many of the halls that seem to be mostly empty, with your occasional fancy looking art sitting on some. But for every pedestal you see, about 3 out of 10 have nothing on them. And as you're looking around this area, taking in the sights, this man would come back in, closing the door behind you all, before walking past you while you're in this waiting area. I'll fetch the master. Stay here.
Yes, of course. She would put a hand on Pon's shoulder, pointedly.
And with that, he would move out of sight to one of the other hallways, with the sounds of closing doors echoing through the empty halls.
Well, it certainly looks better on the inside.
There's no guards here. The ones that are look useless.
Well, I guess that is a thing. Certainly interesting first impressions, I will say that.
You think you want to be Pon's friend?
Which one?
That one.
The guard?
She just stares at you.
Well, maybe. I do think he's quite busy at the moment, Pon, so maybe ask him at a later time. When he's less busy, less stressed.
Fine.
Don't worry, I'm sure you'll make plenty of friends on our journey.
Fine.
Well, is there any... Were there any seats or couches
No.
here? Or? No. Well, I guess we could just stand here. Ground will make sure not to keep her eyes... make sure to keep her eyes on Pawn, but she will... Always keeping her inner sights, but she would take a little stroll, look around. See if anything
Yeah.
catches her eye.
Constantine would be standing on my stock still in like the center of the room, but with a more of a kind of defensive like look about him, like looking towards any noises that he hears, that kind of thing.
So, looking through here, Guarana, you pass by, like, one area that's obscured in the main foray that you wouldn't be able to see if you're just standing there, and it's this large portrait on a wall that has probably the most gorgeous-looking human that you've seen, dressed in an elegant red, like, gown that seems to flow like rivers. And then at the end of the rivers stands another man currently knelt, and his posture seems to give off someone that's unmovable, stone, the dictation of someone of nobility, and that kind of air comes from him as you look at these two individuals. Though the painting itself looks elegant, it definitely seems to be worn and aged. For how long, you're unsure.
Tilt her head, squint her eyes. Knowledge, nobility 14. Any idea?
Not a clue.
I'd look below it. Is there any title or name? Author signature, not author, but artist signature.
There's nothing like that, but it does have a fabulous trim. It seems to be gold leaf.
Absolutely fabulous.
Which seems to be new.
Well, perhaps they've been renovating.
Meanwhile, Constantine, while you're looking about, everything in this area, though nice and slightly empty, one thing that stands out the most is the chandelier in the main foray that you look up to, which seems to dazzle like diamonds floating in the air with the sickening light going through the pollution in this area. It gives off this ominous, like, threatening vibe to the area as it shines.
Right.
And it's almost at that exact time when you get this idea, a voice coming from the same direction above captures all your attentions as you look towards the staircase that leads to the second floor, as there's a man stood on the banister, dressed in noble garb. Ah, so you are the ones to help me with my problem, then.
Yes, we are.
A white-haired individual, human, dressed in blues and whites and upper noble clothing, stands as if addressing like servants or like people underneath them. His overall complexion seems to give off the idea that he may be in his late 20s, early 30s, though it's a little bit thrown off with the stark white hair he has.
Does it look like a toy?
No.
Right.
This is a lovely painting, by the way. I point to it.
Yes, I'm sure it fits your palate, but that is not what we're here to discuss. We're here to discuss how it is that you can help me in my little errant problem.
Going to kill someone, right?
Oh, if we're gonna put it so bluntly. There is someone I wish to no longer breathe, yes.
So, exactly who is this person? Where is he? Them? She? I have no idea.
He would eye you guys over one last time, taking in your overall appearance. And it's almost as if you could see it's a face of like, oh, I was expecting better. Then, oh well. Well, there's an individual that has taken advantage of my family and their wealth and, unfortunately, caused us great harm in taking one of my prized properties. And since he's not paying his due, I wish him to be killed.
I see.
Who is
Okay.
this person then?
He was, if you do your job right, a local trader, a trade broker. He assisted in supplying goods for me and my family in our business, but recently has worn out his usefulness. I want him to be killed, but no harm to come to his son. If anything, I want his son to bear witness of this, in hopes that he can make a better trade partner than his soon-to-be deceased father.
Right.
And what exactly is the property that he has stolen from you?
It's something very precious.
Well, I wouldn't want any horrible collateral damage to come to it, so anything you'd want us to know going into this so we can avoid...
Yes, there is something I would like you to know going into this. The less questions you ask, the better our relationship should be.
I see.
Who you?
I'll just facepalm.
You know who I am. Especially if you spoke with Ironbeard, I'm sure he told you exactly who you would be working with.
Why not able just to get him to kill this person? If they were a rune hunter, they'd probably be able to kill them without any questions.
Money can do a lot of things. But in some cases, honor is not as easily bought.
Well, I guess
You want
that's
to be Pon's friend?
Pawn.
I'd be perfectly fine if you'd completed this mission, and we'd never see each other again. So, no.
Okay.
She frowns at that.
What's the name of this merchant then?
The person you are looking for is named Tyr. He's a Kalavalin merchant, one of the only ones that you'll find in this city. And not merchant, trade broker.
Whatever.
He handles the trade for merchants that he owns.
Constantine doesn't care. That's just all the same to him.
Okay, well, I shall make a note of this. Any specific... is there anything you want to be said during this job execution?
Yes. Make sure to let him know in his last moments that he took something precious from me, and now I take everything from him. Yes, I think that'll do nicely.
Okay. And his son, what shall we do with him? Would he be a problem? Would he fight back?
Like I said, don't touch him. He's more valuable to me alive and unharmed than all three of you.
Okay. Well, I guess that would probably be everything that we'll be able to get out of this. My fellow compatriots, well,
And if you get this job done and satisfactory for me, you can expect the other 2/3 of your payment then. I'm sure you already got your first.
Yes, Pon gets shinies.
yes, we did. Okay. Well, if this job goes off without a hitch, I hope that you tell any other more in your friend group that we are willing and able.
You may see yourself out now.
Yes. Have a lovely day. As she would turn and walk out. Did the guard take the scroll out of curiosity, or do I still have it?
After, yeah, that whole encounter happened with you guys heading in.
Okay, cool. She would turn to leave. We're done here.
Pon attaches herself to Garana's leg.
Yeah, Constantine would give like one glance over this guy. Kind of like, of course, give a faceless sneer. Being a literal mask and all that, and leave.
He seems to have the, like, J-shaped smirk while leaning on the banister, basically feigning not feigning, emanating self-importance as you leave. So while you walk the cobblestone, like, uneven and dead-grassed, like, walkway from the manor to the gate, you have a moment of speaking amongst yourselves if you choose it.
I don't like him either.
Yes, I feel like that will be a running gag with you.
Why no one wanna be Pon's friend?
Because they haven't gotten to know you yet.
Hmm.
Do we even know his name?
He's the son. A very important person. That's all I really need to know.
What's their name?
Our clients, does it really matter?
It matters to me.
She would eye Constantine. I'm sure he's not on your list.
Can never know that.
She'd say under her breath, I prefer we didn't know.
It'd stay silent, but it's clear like this thought is now taking hold.
Let's not cause any trouble with him, at least until we've been paid. You can ask questions about his heritage or lineage or his name after we're done.
If he's one of them, I'm going back there and shooting him.
Let's worry about that after. So, do you have any idea where exactly we would find a trade broker?
Wherever they hang out. Imagine a market or something.
Yes, that would be ideal. Well, we could ask around for the busiest market. I'm sure someone who allies themselves, even temporarily, with someone as important as that would be at the most promising shops and markets. So, shall we ask around?
I forgot to mention, when you were looking at that man, he seemed to be identical to the man in the painting.
Good to know.
Except probably aged.
Good to know. I can think of a couple things as to what happened to the woman then. Well, I guess we can ask around, as Garana would then attempt to ask people where the best local market is. Do I have to roll gather info for that?
Yes. Oh yeah.
She'd look for the closest, most seemingly know-how person that she could find.
So you find a guy that's currently scraping off scales from what looks like a shipment of fish that he probably acquired or bought.
Hello.
Hello? Shh. Shh. Shh.
I was wondering where the local market is.
Ain't no local market. If you're looking for a certain type of people to shop with, you just need to know where you need to go. Shh. Looking to buy some fish?
No.
No.
You're lost. Real fresh. Shh.
Yes, I'm sure it is. Any idea where we would be able to inquire about the trade broker?
Depends on who you're asking about. There's a trade broker coalition that you can get to that's in the main part of town. Though, seeing how you're dressed, doubt you get in.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, it's a really exclusive place. No offense by you. You just don't look like you're looking to invest 10,000 golds in a trade.
Figure a way to get in.
I see. Well, I guess we can.
If you're looking for something more specific, maybe I can help you out. I know a little thing about a thing here.
What type of things?
Little thing about a thing. Tit and tat. This and there.
Well, do you know a trade broker, Kalavalin, of the name Tyr?
Yeah, I know him.
Oh, lovely.
I think he's out of town currently.
Oh, that's...
Heard he was
Yeah,
getting out of the
out of
business
town.
because one of his sons got unexpected. Last I heard, he was making his way back to his men or out of town.
I see. Son's expecting?
Where manor?
He scraped his face with the scale scraper he was using. Well, I'll plumb reckon I think it's the one towards the north. About a 3-day walk or so in the forest.
Would he have traveled by carriage or horseback?
Someone that important? Psh, I don't see them traveling anything but.
Yes, yes. Well, thank you for the information, Mr.
Slim.
Slim.
This guy's so overweight.
Let's see this.
Thank you for the information, Mr. Slim.
Hey, girlie. Looking to pun.
What?
Throws her a small scaled fish.
Oh, meat.
I have me a touch one back home too, he says, looking up at Garana.
Thanks, Fat Slim.
He smiles at that. Ain't no problem. Speaking of, I didn't mention this, he's half orc.
Oh, that's good to know. All right. Well, I hope you and your family well, Mr. Slim.
Kind of gives you a salute off with the scraper in hand and then goes back to scraping the fish without cleaning it.
Well, shall we be off?
When you look to Pon, she already has the fish in her mouth.
Punch. Okay, we can leave. We can leave. Yes, we can leave.
I'd rather not waste time. They're already that far ahead of us.
Well, we can meet them on the way.
So it might
Constantly.
be good if they're out of town.
Yes, it would.
They can't call for help.
I hope we're walking away by this point.
Oh yeah,
Well,
that's
he's
what I
saying
thought.
this. Okay, yeah, good. Right. Yes, hopefully.
Green skin, good. Green skin, good boy. Good fat boy, Slim.
Yes, you've made a new friend, Pon. Don't go eating that one. Although, I would be concerned now that he knows that we did ask him about Tia. If anyone comes asking around, asking any possible, well, suspects in his murder, they might ask him, and he might tell them about us.
There'll be no proof.
I guess there wouldn't be. But if anyone comes asking around, we better get used to lying through our teeth then. Well, I guess we shall make our way out. I do believe that we wouldn't have to go through the sewers again to get out.
I rather hope not.
Like, remembering back to your first mission, you guys could have left out the front. The problem was that you didn't want to be seen with the person you were trying to sneak out, so there's no reason for you guys not to go through the main entrance.
Yeah, exactly. Well, let's make our way out.
Is there anything else you guys want to do before leaving? You know it's going to be a 3-day journey.
Yeah.
Though, aside from that, you know nothing else about the environment.
Yeah, I have 10 days worth of rations. I assume that doesn't include water. We could fill up our water skins at a local fountain. If there is one. Is there anything any of you wish to stockpile?
Nothing I'd be able to get.
I see.
Why not?
Ammunition is hard to come by.
You can find it.
I'll find some later.
Well, I guess ammunition is out of the way. I have a decent enough bows. My axe. I assume that since we are expected to have witnesses to this act, we may want to cover at least some of our identities. It'll be hard for me to completely cover my features. Pawn, I believe if we put a mask over your face and hair, you'd be able to contain it.
Pan no like masks.
Yes, but we wouldn't want to be questioned by the guard later if the sun decides to spill the beans. I guess we just best hope that we instill the fear of Albatross in him enough that he'll decide to leave it be. Especially when we tell him who we're from.
You just catch him off guard and shoot him.
We catch him off guard and shoot him. But our client did want us to make a show of it.
We can just say we did it.
Again, he might look into us and might concede that we're lying, and that might hinder our payment. We could shoot him and then perhaps dump a piece of him on the doorstep of his manor, have his son come across it. Sure, that'll get the point across.
That'll work.
Although, would we want to? I guess we'll see as we go along. We might be able to find a way. Yes. I won't know exactly how we'll go about this unless I survey the situation, see the area. then I can come to a correct plan.
Right, in terms of what you want to know about the situation, more so than just trying to figure out how to kill him while you're in town, is there anything?
Yeah, I don't want to make it like I don't want to make it obvious that hey, we're asking a lot of questions about Tyr all of a sudden. So I guess going off the information that we currently have, where he's going, where he lives, it should be enough, at least. Like asking like, hey, is Tyr combat ready and stuff like that would be too much. So yeah, I'd say that might be it for us. I believe no one else has anything that they really need to do. So I'd say fill up a water skin and then head out. That's what I'll do.
Yeah, Constantine just doesn't really even attempt to look for anything. He just like gives like a quick glance over to like where he'd see like storefronts, think about it for like a second, and then like not do it.
Pan is good for now.
So, with the time passed, equipment checked, water skins filled, our group of mercenaries make their trek to the North Forest of Plymouth, as they are hoping to catch Tyr on the way there. And with that, we're going to take a small break.
Okay, not too small. Oh, good. Got another less than an hour, but okay. What?
We'll be back within 10 to 15 minutes, so we'll see you guys then. Peace.
You don't make choices. What?